we have to, ang una natin ginagawa ay we have to redistribute our assets na ginagamit natin para sa mga nakaraang bagyo na mostly dumaan sa Northern Luzon. So yung ibang asset na yan kailangan dalhin sa mukhang tatamaan na naman ng big pati Region 8, pati Region 5 mukhang tatamaan ulit. And then back na naman dito sa Region 2, Isabela, Cagayan. But also Central Luzon kasi pati NCR mukhang naaabutan nito eh. So we have to reposition many of our assets to make sure that at least in the search and rescue phase that we are ready or we have our assets available. The LGUs are being continuously informed about the weather situation together with guidance and instructions on what to do. The airlift capability for pagdala ng mga gamit for search and rescue, mga relief goods, etc. ay mukhang nakahanda naman. Airlift, pati na yung mga barko na nagdadala ng mga relief goods. Ang aking nakita na medyo bago at na iba doon sa mga nakaraan ng bagyo, yung storm surge. Kung naalala ninyo, ito ang napakadelikado dahil noon, nung nagka-storm surge tayo, lalong-lalo na ng Yolanda, ay hindi natin alam kung ano yung storm surge. Ngayon, alam na natin. So lessons learned from the previous typhoons where we have had storm surges, it seems to be a significant one because if we're talking about 3 meters, that's almost 1 floor. So kailangan talaga nating abisuhan ang mga LGUs natin na nakikita natin na baka abutan ng storm surge. So this is what we are concentrating on. We have very little time to do it because ang forecast is that the storm we will start feeling the storm by tomorrow. Kasi hindi naman not necessarily yung mata ay pumasok na. Kahit na yung sa gilid pa lamang umuulan na yan. The rainfall is going to be comparable to maybe Christine and Mars, and we hope that that's why we are doing all that we can to warn people to prepare. So that's what we have done for the arrival of Pepito.
Mr. This is the fifth session na sir yung Pepito.
I'm sorry?
If ikalima or ikaanim na bagyo na itong Pepito, medyo marami na yung agricultural loss natin. Are you bothered na yung food security ay maapektuhan at yung presyo ng bigas?
I don't know. In terms of food security, we're all right. But marami talagang nasisira. Ang dami nang nasira na palayan, ang dami nasira na tanim. We will just have to compensate for that. Dahil we just came out of El Nino na although during the El Nino time we had the highest production pa rin for that season. Pero ito talaga sinisira talaga yung tanim. So that's going to be something that will require attention.
This will not result, sir, sa more rice importation.
Yes.
Sunod-sunod yung bagyo.
I think so. Unfortunately, I just received a report from the DA. Mukhang madadagdagan ng importation natin. We will import close to 4.5 million tons. Nag 3.9 tayo last year. Ang upper estimate is 4.5. But we have already in place the prices of rice, imported rice have gone down significantly since last year. So, and we are not in competition like during the El Nino period. During the El Nino period, tinamaan lahat ng ASEAN countries. Kaya tumaas ang presyo kasi lahat namimili. Dito, dahil siniswerte tayo lang ang tinatamaan. Tinamaan tayo, so we're not competing. So the prices are staying at about 400 plus, $400 per ton. So that's still so our imported rice should be should be at that price. At titignan natin, of course, we'll do everything to control the price of the food, especially all of those products that have been damaged or destroyed by Pepito. Not only Pepito, the whole series of typhoons that have come. 6 typhoons in 3 weeks. Never in the history. Nangyari na raw yun eh.
1946.
In 1946. It happened in 1946. But in my lifetime, I haven't seen it. Siguro kayo din.
70 years. Once in 70 years.
Since just after the war. So we're back to that. So we just have to deal with it.